There was one time my mom, we were affiliated with my younger brothers. Their father was a part of a gang. And he was a part of the gang on the other side of the block. So he would sneak in through the alley to come to our apartment at night. The gang on our block found out that he was coming in, and they set up like this trap. And they knew he lived in our apartment. Him and Mom are arguing because of that. He grabs, it's a sawed-off shotgun. He had it in my mom's room, and we shared a room with my sister. This was my room at one point, and then my sister's room at one point. He went to our back porch, and there was two Cobras, there's two gang members. You see him behind me having the garbage cans, and they got some pistols. And my mom grabbing him because he's about to shoot them. And I'm about 10 years old there, 11, 10 years old, and I'm thinking like, what the heck is happening? These guys could have got shot, we could have got shot in our house. And growing up with that, again, you think this is normal.
Gang violence was normal. It wasn't something that was like, oh man, I can't believe we live in this. For us, it was just everyday things. Born and raised in Chicago and seeing what we've seen, being a part of what we've been a part of, and now being able to experience something different because of it. So. Like basically our whole life was formed in that area, maybe like a 2-mile radius area of Humboldt Park.
Humboldt Park is known for where all the Puerto Ricans are from. Back when I grew up in the 90s, Humboldt Park was not nice whatsoever. It was infested with gangs.
Chicago police are searching for the gunman who allegedly killed 2 people Tuesday in a shooting.
This happened again, another shooting in Humboldt Park.
Like every other corner was a gang. We grew up on our block on Cortez and Campbell. We grew up what is known as the Spanish Cobras. And literally the next block were the MLDs, Maniac Land Disciples. And so there was always gang fights, there were shootings.
There'd be so many shootings. One time they pulled him right here in front of my little brothers. He was walking with them and they put a gun to his head and they told him, we'll shoot you right here in front of your kids. That's just, people don't normally, that's not what you do.
So grew up to a single mom. She gave birth to 5 of us, 4 different dads, and none of the dads stuck around. So my mom had to kind of fence for her own. My mom she's a very loud Puerto Rican.
She's definitely outspoken.
There's one thing that my mom did right was she put fear in us.
She's kind-hearted. She has a passion for loving people too. She's tough. I'll say this, my mom is tough and soft. She's taught us to be the same way.
And at times she, I can say this, where she probably had no clue what she was doing. And so there were times in that where we were homeless and we slept in shelters and in a garage and a park, and she did the best that she could. So this place right here probably is the lowest place of our family's life, where granted we slept in shelters, I don't know if at the park, but I would say this was our home, a garage for some time, a long time for some time. We had beds in here, we had TV in here.
It was the summertime. We had spent a night by the park. We had spent, I don't know how long in the shelter, like a couple weeks or a month or however long. But this was the transition from us to an apartment. So this was longer. Again, I said maybe 2 months of us being here. And it was, like Joanne said, the rock, probably the lowest part of our family's life.
Moving to Arizona from Chicago, you think the East Valley, you think, way different than Chicago. And so I came here, I always tell people, I did my time in the hood, living 30 years or something like that. I said, I want to build a house or whatnot.
So we had done ministry in the same ministry. We were both in youth ministry and the same church, but we had never worked together to do something. And so we were talking about doing something together, and so it was weird. I had wrote down in 2012 that I want to start a Dream Center. It had been in my heart for a long time.
There's a problem with our system when it comes to people in low income or poverty. And we hit it whereas we just want to pull them out.
For my brother, it was like, let's do it. You know, we know what we've been through, we know where we've gone. Did we ever think it is where it's at now or what it's going to be in the future? No. But we knew that this would be good. So we just said, it was literally on paper. And I said, well, let's meet. So we went and we met about it at his house. And our friend met with us and say, all right, let's start a Dream Center, whatever that looks like. It's what we went through coming alive. You know, like I think about what we went through and how God had his hand on our lives. And that's truly what I always say, like the only reason why we're not addicted to drugs or been shot or in gangs or in jail is because God had a covering over our life. But I think about those moments and I think about the kids that are going through the same thing. So the East Valley Dream Center was birthed as the idea of like, we're here to empty government housing. We're here to help the kids understand that even though they don't have a father, that God is their father, you know? We're here to help the mom understand like you're not alone. The Dream Center exists to come alongside the families and help change the direction of their life. Again, like they told you, it's a whole square mile, the Galveston area. The whole square mile is probably the worst in the city.
We are knocking on doors, giving out bags of essentials, and just letting families know we love them and want to build a relationship with them. When I look back at my life, my family's life, and think about why I had no dad, or why we were homeless, or why we were on Section 8 and struggling with bills and having no money, and I always just think, why God? And then my mindset began to shift and think, why not? I knew when I was younger, even when I was a teen, there's going to be a day when I get older that gives me the opportunity to help families that were in the predicament that I was in. And I held on to that belief. I held on. I knew one day my gifts or my talents or my story, that what I went through, is going to help other families. So that's what kind of made me persevere and not give up. Not give up, because I knew there was a single mom out there with 5 kids that is going to need help. And they're going to see this brown man come to their door with a bag and say, man, if he can do it, then I know I can do it as well. So
the city represents perseverance. I mean, I think that, you know, you have to go through the cold, you have to get up in the morning, fight traffic, and you have to make it happen. And that's something that I feel like our lives we've learned. You know, I think the perseverance it builds you, like, you know, it builds character, it builds endurance. And I feel like for us, growing up in the city has helped us understand like the potential of a human. It's incredible. Like, you know, you can do anything you go after. And we're living in a day and age that we see that, you know, and so I think it's amazing what we've been through, and we're able to stand on this side and say, we can look at a family and say, hey, I know this feels like forever, but it's not. You know, you're 29, you're 35, you can push through it. We've done it. We've done it in one of the most expensive cities. I know that you can do it. Our city raised us, we always say it like that, the city raised us to be tough and to endure a lot.
Yeah, that was my prayer at the time. For you guys to, live a good life where we grew up, single mom. None of you guys fell into gangbanging, drugs. Right now I'm happy where you guys are all at. You know, I'm just proud of all of you, so I am so blessed.